Now I'm going to do range of motion of one leg. Now, could you move your knee to your chest? Now, do you see how I'm doing hip flexion and knee flexion at once? Now, bring your leg out to me. Good. Now, cross your legs. Very elegant. Now, could you bend this leg, please? Now, just let the leg fall open. What is this? External rotation, internal rotation, right? Now, it's okay with me if you want to do strength while you're here. And then move down the leg. Now, lift up your leg against my hands. That's quad strength. Now look at hamstring. Okay, push down. That's hamstring. Now, +2 lower extremity pulses. Now, range of motion. Now I'd like you to point your toes, bring them up. Okay, great. Now point them in, like this. Now point them out. Now make circles. Oh, okay, good, both ways. Now we're going to test your strength on the right. Now push against my hand. Now pull against my hand. Okay, now when I do this, if she had an upper motor neuron lesion, push, what's going to happen? She'll have clonus, okay? But she doesn't. So there's no clonus. See how I did everything at once? Now I've got strength, I've got range of motion, I did the circulatory. Now, you're ready to sit up. Come on, let's go. All right, now we're going to do upper extremities. Now, if you just move your arms the way I do, I do this actively just because I can see if she follows commands. Now, if someone is in a lot of pain, you can do it passively, but here we go. Now, what I'd like you to do is to move your arms forward. This is forward flexion, extension. Good. Now, lift the arms all the way up and touch your hands. Great. Now, scratch the top of your back this way. Hey, terrific. Now, you can cross in front of your chest like that. Now, let's move down the arms. Now, let's extend the arms and flex them. Now, let's do the wrist. Pop the wrist up and down, in and out. Now, fingers. Okay, fingers go up and down. Now, put them together, flex. Very good. And then hyperextend. All right, now, touch each finger to your thumb, and then touch your base of the little finger. Now, let's do strength. Now, what I'd like you to do is to lift your arms up against my hands. You push up. Just lift up like this. That will test shoulder strength. Now, push up against my arms as hard as you can. Now you can also do this. Pull against this, same thing. Now I just do it this way, but it's the same thing. This will isolate the muscle a little bit more, but go ahead, pull. Now push. Now let's chest your wrist, okay? Now I want you to push against my hand. Okay, good. Pull against my hand. Now put your fingers over mine and flex.
Oh, nice, please.
Yes.
Okay,
There you go. Right, crush it. That's good. All right. Now, open them up. Now, make a ring, and don't let me break it. Now, what I just showed you are some nerve tests. Okay, the radial nerve innervates the thumb and this part of the second finger. Now, the median nerve is the inside, this entire third finger, and this part of the fourth finger. And the ulnar nerve is this side of this finger and the little finger, okay? So this ring tests your radial nerve. A lot of times if someone's had an extremity injury, there'll be nerve damage. So you see, this way you can tease them out. So I've done strength, which is 5 out of 5, and we've done all the range of motion. Now, places where people get arthritis, the AC joint, epicondylar spaces, that can become irritated. Now let's do some tests for carpal tunnel so I don't see any deformities of the phalanx. Now, let's do Tonells. Let's go like this. Now, you'll do this for, oh, here's the gums. Yes, yes. And there's no pain. Now, let me tap the median nerve. Any numbness, tingling, pain? Okay, terrific. This is great. Now, let's do our deep tendon reflexes. This is, pardon? Oh, yes, let's make soup. Let's pronate.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
All right, thank you. Okay, now, this is the fun part. I'm going to teach you how to count in a minute. Now, first of all, you got to locate the biceps tendon so it's like a waist. So you want to take that fibrous strip and pull it proximally. Now, if any of you shoot, you know what cocking a trigger is? Okay, same idea. See how this is ready? So that's very nice. Now, in the movie, they use the point. Okay, that worked. Pretty nice. Now, I cocked this as well, and you get the same reaction. So she's got +2s. Now, let's take a look at this quad. Dude, it's a doornail. I'm so sorry. Why don't you pull your fingers like, nice and +2. Now this is stinky feet at the end of the day maneuver. Okay, this is original with Margarita. Now you take the edge of the shoe like this. I'm not accusing you of having stinky feet. And you dorsiflex it. You don't help me. Did everybody see? Perfect. It works. So we did our reflexes and they're all +2 out of +4. Now what we're going to do is cerebellar tests. Now you should do 2 for the upper extremities and 1 for the lower extremities. Now obviously, if she can walk down the hall and not fall over, we tested the lower extremities. So let's do, now I'm going to give you a more amusing version of nose to finger. So put your finger on your nose. Now you're going to touch my finger and then back to your nose. You see? Okay, let's try the other side. I don't know. Maybe you belong in the clink. The who's gal or the pokey tonight.
I'm trying.
I know. Very suspicious, but that was good. That was good. Now let's do an easy one. So touch your fingers like this in rapid succession. Boy, you're talented. So upper extremity cerebellar function is equal. And we'll get to the lower extremity when I get you off the table. Now, oh, we won't do that just yet. No, see, notice I'm doing everything when she's sitting. Now, the 2 sensory systems that you got to know will be the spinothalamics. So they take sensory information up to the brain, to the thalamus, for cortical interpretation. So the one we're going to do is just like the 5th nerve test. This is sharp. And this is soft. Now shut your eyes, please. Now what do you feel?
Sharp.
Okay. And now?
Soft.
Okay.
Sharp. Soft.
So she is able to differentiate between sharp and soft or dull. And then we would do 1 test over each extremity. Now the other important one tests the posterior columns, and that's vibration. And you need to use, well, a 256 is okay. Normally I use a 126 for my diabetics, but a 256 is fine. Now, Francine, this is vibration. Okay? Now, I want you to tell me where you feel the vibration and when it stops, okay? Shut your eyes now.
Right thumb.
Okay. I'm counting how long she can feel it.
No.
And 10 is average. Someone with neuropathy is going to be way less. They may not even feel it, but it's going to be less than somebody who's got neuropathy. So that's a good test too. Very good. Now we're ready to do one more, which is fun, called graphesthesia. Now, shut your eyes. What letter did I just draw in your hand?
A.
There you go. Perfect. Now, I'd like you to walk down the hall, and then we're going to do a few tests. Now, just walk down the hall about 10 feet. Good. There you go. exactly. You're stylish. Now come on back. Now that's like 20 feet. Now stop. Now let's act like you're walking on a tightrope. This is the handle wall. You see, this is the bottom part of the cerebellum, right? That's terrific. Now come on in here. We're going to check your back out. Now, Francine, can you stand right here facing the audience? Okay, good. Now, first of all, we're going to do some back range of motion. So I'd like you to touch your toes. And notice what I'm doing. Come on up. Now you're nice and straight. Good. Now, let's side bend to the left, side bend to the right. Terrific. Now twist to the right and twist to the left. Now if you just stand there, I'm just going to make sure you're straight. So the shoulders, scapular edges, hips, and gluteal folds are even. Now can you put your legs together? Good. Now, she doesn't have any gaps between the knees or the ankles, so she doesn't have genu valgum or genu varum. Now genu valgum would be knees together. That would be knock knees, right? Now genu varum, the A is for apart, would be bow legs, like this. So genu valgum, together. Genu varum would be bow legs. And no hallux valgus, and that would be a bunion. Okay? Now the one last movement we haven't done is, can you hold onto the table and extend your leg? Perfect. Okay, now we're going to do Romberg. But, now we can pretend Shobha is a wall. And Warren, you're the other part of the wall. Okay, now, could you put your arms up like this? And do two things at once for all of your stroke lovers. Now remember, pronator drift. Now, if she's stroked out on one side, the opposite side will turn in like this. So shut your eyes and just hold your arms up like this. Now, you normally do this for 20 seconds. Now, she's very steady. Most people do a little bit of a sway, but if she sways to one side or the other, that means something, okay? So, Romberg is negative. Now, your instructor may say, okay, if there's a right sway on Romberg, what could be the problem? So she could have an acoustic neuroma. What else?
Left lesion.
Okay, so, well actually, if she sways to the right, the acoustic neuroma, a problem in the cerebellum, as two examples, or a problem in the right ear. So it's always on the same side as the lesion. So how hard is that? Really straightforward. Okay, let's get started.
Can you show one more